right now, joining us via phone is the newest Trailblazer, one of the new Trailblazers, Arron Afflalo, who you got to see last night. Arron, we appreciate it. Thanks for the time. Welcome to Blazer Nation.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We talked about the reception you got last night, and standing ovation. These fans are knowledgeable in Portland. They're excited about what you bring to the table. You mentioned after the game that surprised you a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know guys get traded in this league a lot. I don't know of any player that's got traded to Portland. I don't know if that's normal or not, but it definitely felt as if I was well received.
You mentioned last night after the game that you were trying to feel your way. Midseason trades are hard for the team that's receiving a player, but I can only imagine it's exponentially more difficult for the guy coming in because you've got to not only adjust to the plays, but you've got to adjust to your players. You've got to adjust to the situation around you. How difficult do you think it'll be, or was it last night at least, trying to figure out your role?
Yeah, I think it was just more the emotion of the night and the anticipation of being with my new team and enjoying the game. So it kind of took away from my aggressiveness a little bit to just go out there and be myself. But I don't imagine it'll take long. These guys have made me feel extremely comfortable. And I'm looking forward to next game and being more aggressive, more assertive, and most importantly, trying to get a win.
You've been asked this a lot, I know, Arron, but when you look at this team and look at needs, where do you see your skills aligning the best with what this team needs?
Obviously, coming off the bench, this team had a great chemistry with their starting unit. Was already one of the best starting fives in the NBA. And I think adding someone like myself to pick up some slack offensively and defensively, or not to pick up the slack, but just kind of continue the positive momentum that the starters had been building up this year, is only going to make this team that much better.
I've watched you play, Arron, and you don't really back down from anybody. I've never seen you back down from anybody on this team, at least. And when I'm watching some of the highlights that they just showed on the TV, and I remember some of the plays you would make, you have a rivalry, it seems like, against everybody you play against, whether they want to admit it or not. But you play with that chip. We've got other guys on this roster with that same type of chip. How comforting is it to know that you can go to battle with guys who have a similar mindset?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of the game, is the journey that you go through in order to get to the top of the mountain. And, you need special people and special players to get that job done. It's not just about talent. It's all about guys with that fire and that grit and that hunger to be successful. And each and every guy, especially the impactful guys, they have that DNA.
You mentioned chemistry, and I must make you proud to know that, Neil O'Shea, and he was so protective of this team's chemistry. And so to have a move be made involving you, he had to have a great comfort level with you. And then he went to LaMarcus, Damian, the other guys on the team before the trade was made to say, hey, what do you think of bringing this guy in? And every one of the guys said, absolutely. So that's got to make you proud that not only Neil felt that way, but he consulted and got positive returns from some of his biggest stars.
Yeah, I've known LaMarcus for a while. We were in the same high school class, and some of the other players on this team. And, that's something that's hard feeling and well received by myself. It's vital that a team has great chemistry. You can have all the talent in the world, and obviously I've come from some situations, even my current situation in Denver, where if the chemistry is not right, the talent won't be able to show itself. So I think Neil's done a great job in protecting that chemistry, which is why, Portland over the past few years has been able to stay at the top of the conference. And, I have every intention to just simply adding on to that.
All right, now you're a smart dude, and I know you did your research. The most interesting fact you found out about Portland before you got on that plane heading here from Denver?
I got a lot of word on all the bike riding that goes on. So I've been doing some bike shopping.
Yeah, you're saying the right things, that's for sure.
No doubt about it.
Arron, coming up, you talked about Denver and the situation, and the rumors got out there that you might be dealt. What does it do for you, maybe just your energy level, having the trade come right after the All-Star break, going from a situation that maybe wasn't the best, as you mentioned, chemistry-wise, weren't going to make the playoffs, into a team that has aspirations not only for the playoffs but maybe even for bigger things? What's that do for you kind of emotionally and your energy level when you join a team like that?
It means everything to me. As Neil pointed out, I'm not the type of player that plays for stats too much. I want to be a better player, and I know sometimes stats justify a guy's growth. But the truth is I play to win. I play to win. I play for championships only, and that meant at the high school level, at the college level, and as a professional. That's my motivation. So, I have no shame in voicing that I want to be a part of a team that has its eyes sight on the biggest prize. And I was simply elated to be a part of this team because we definitely have the personnel, the firepower, the coaching staff, a great fan base and chemistry. And, these opportunities don't come by that often. So to be thrown into this type of situation, I couldn't be happier.
You had a chance. We talked about this a little bit last night. You had a chance to watch and learn from some great players during those Detroit years. Rasheed Wallace, a former Trailblazer, I had a chance to play with him. He reminds me a lot of LaMarcus. Do you see similarities in their games?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they have great turnaround jump shots there in the mid-post and block area. They both can seemingly stretch the ball all the way out to three-point. And then if you think about it, Damian's got a little bit of a Chauncey to him. So, this team has somewhat of that makeup of that Pistons team, even, Batum and Tayshaun, So I love the makeup of this team. I love the way that they think. I love the togetherness. And I feel like that Pistons group has a lot of similarities to this one and can be just as special.
And you join this team at a time when a sense of urgency is certainly being felt. Obviously, LaMarcus didn't play last night, so you haven't played with him yet. But San Antonio coming up on Wednesday, Oklahoma City on Friday. We don't have to tell you the ramifications of the games ahead for the Blazers in this jam-packed race in the West. Have you acclimated yourself to the offense now and to the feeling of not must-win time, but big games coming up for this team?
Yeah, they definitely didn't make it easy on me coming in, but the coaching staff has done a great job in trying to get myself and Alonzo acclimated in terms of learning the plays. And we've been watching a lot of film together. They're trying to make the situations within the game be as comforting as possible until I really can become sharp. And but I'll be fine. I'll definitely be more aggressive, more assertive, because I want to feel that taste of victory so we start building some confidence as a group.
Hey, if you don't mind, Aaron, give us a little bit on Alonzo G. Blazer fans haven't had a chance to see him yet. He didn't play a tremendous amount in Denver, but he's one of those guys that can help this team in different areas as well.
Yeah, man, he's a guy that does a little bit of everything. I feel like defensively, and he's tough-minded, no fear, and those are the type of things that make up championship teams, and he has those qualities. And he's been patient with his career, just as I have, and I feel like at some point in time he's going to be very impactful for us, and he's a guy that I trust, and I'm glad he was in the trade with me.
Finally, Aaron, you mentioned watching a lot of film. Neil O'Shea, Chris McGowan and company have done a lot of upgrading around here. Your thoughts on a nice place to watch some film at the Blazers practice facility? That's pretty class joint, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get a bed and probably live there because we got a chef and movie theater and the court's right there. So honestly, it's no real reason for me to leave. So thinking about buying a waterbed or something.
Aaron, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. We'll let you get set. Have another practice under your belt tomorrow, then get set for San Antonio coming in Wednesday.
Anytime. Appreciate it.
All right, Arron Afflalo, one of the new Trailblazers.